I do not wish to return to Earth. Geronimo, please, you need to help Alope, the new medicine woman. When you were medicine man, there were many teachings and ceremonies. She will need this knowledge to fulfill the mission of finding your bones. She is the reincarnation of your first wife, you know. I don't know if I can. Hanta yo, Alope. I am Geronimo, and I have come to teach you the ancient stories and ceremonies. In times of trouble, these stories will help you. During my travels on Earth, I shapeshift into the powerful Thunderbird. Do not be afraid. The Thunderbird will not harm you. He will help you call the ancestors and will show you how to help our people. They sat in front of the sacred fire at the entrance to the cave. They called upon the ancestors to help guide her through her vision quest. The smoke rose into the air and her breathing slowed. She closed her eyes to her surroundings and let the breeze wash over her. They waited at the entrance to the cave for a sign to show her which way to proceed. Just as she was about to give up, she heard the rustle of wings. Alope performed the ceremonies as she was taught. She called upon the ancient spirits to help Geronimo shapeshift into the Thunderbird and start on his journey. He felt free again, flying over the mountains. His skull and bones had been stolen from his grave, and he was going to retrieve them. Prescott Bush, grandfather to George W. Bush, was stationed at Fort Sill in 1918 with some friends. They stole his skull, femur, and saddle horn from his grave. Now they were located at Yale University in the Skull and Bones Secret Society. He found an open window and flew into it. It was quiet and no one was about. He spotted his skull quickly, as if drawn to it. He got it in his powerful talons, but just as he clutched it, he felt a searing pain. He remembered this pain from the distant past. There was no denying it. He felt the warm blood fall from his chest. He turned and saw out of the corner of his eye George W. Bush with a bloody knife in his hand. George tried to give chase, but the powerful bird was too fast and flew out the window just in time. The weight of the skull slowed him down as he made his escape, but he managed to exit the building before George could capture him. As he gained height, he saw George at the front of the building, but it was too late. Now, if he could only make it back to Alope before dying, he would have fulfilled his mission. He had to trust she would remember the ancient stories and help him gain the ancestors' assistance with the ceremonies she performed. He could feel power wash over him as he flew. As the landscape opened up below, love for the land washed over him. He didn't have much time left, but he knew he would make it. Alope had done her job well. The angel had been right. He felt hope for the first time for his people. They were struggling to fit into a society that had no place for them. The old ways were not respected anymore. Maybe this would change things for the better. He was glad he had come. He had always used anger when he lived here before, but now realized that those days were over and the path had changed. He was part of that change. He could see her now. She was standing next to his human self. He had protected her well. His job was done now. It was up to her to reach the people and show them her power. She was as strong as he had been. The Apache would need her to be strong for the road ahead. To walk her path would not be easy. She would be alone on Earth with no help except what he had taught her. Her inner voice would be the only answer in a dark place. But she had learned well that in times of trouble, if she called upon him, he would be there. For they had known each other before, and he had lost her once. He would not lose her again. As he gave her the skull, he also gave her his power of healing, which was only good on others, not himself. He gave her the gift of healing as a thank you for embracing the lonely path of the medicine woman. She placed his dead body on the sacred fire with the ceremonial herbs traditionally used for the death ritual. She offered the remnants of the herbs to the earth. She knew this was not an end, but a new beginning for Geronimo and the Apache people. Geronimo and Alope watched as the Thunderbird rose up out of his own ashes and was reborn. He gave them one last look as he flew away. Legend has it he will return to the people when they need him. Alope and Geronimo looked at each other with love. They could have never done it without the great bird or each other. They had to part for now, but someday they would be together again. He would wait for her to finish the work she needed to do. Then they could share eternity together.